For well over a century, fairgoers will have traveled to the fairgrounds. And as Dean Borg finds out, the way they get there has changed dramatically over the decades.
Here's a look at the Grand Avenue gate at the Iowa State Fair. That's gate no longer used, but looks like it's about in the 1950s with the automobiles getting there. But Sean, that's not the only way that people used to get to the early fairs.
Yeah, originally they would come by wagon, or eventually it became trains, and there was service from all over the state that would come to the fairgrounds. And you can see that there'd be half rates available for those that came.
Well, in those days, I suppose that was the way to get to the fair expeditiously and cheaply, and then people would not be able to return the same day because in an automobile.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know that, for example, in 1890, the fair that year, on the Wednesday of the fair, the trains brought 60,000 people to the grounds.
Wow. And in those days, too, probably all tracks led to Des Moines, at least during the state fair.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's evolved now, though, as our society has evolved to automobiles. Has that presented a problem for you, or has the fair adjusted to that?
We've adjusted, but we definitely never have enough parking, it seems. Our lots will fill up, and we can usually park between 5,000 or so cars. And then people start to park around the neighborhoods or what have you. In recent years, a lot more people have chosen to come on buses or from parking lots downtown or from outside of the city.
Yeah, we're bicycling more now too, though.
Yep, absolutely, and we have free bike parking at the fair, so it's perfect.
Bikes too, bike trails to the fair.
Yep.
Oh, good. And once you're on the fairgrounds, how do you get around expeditiously? 2 feet?
Well, that's one way to do it, but on a hot August day, that can be pretty tough. And we have some pretty steep hills here. If you've ever gone from the Grand Gate and attempted to get up here to the museum, it's a pretty big hill on a hot day. So we have an underground shuttle system that goes around the inside of the grounds. Then we have one that services the campgrounds, and we have a new one that'll service the parking lot.
Is that a source of revenue for the fair as well, which when people came by train, they just got off at the gate and camped out, I guess. But now they're coming by car and leaving the same day. But is that extra revenue?
Yes, it is. It's a good chunk of revenue. I think it's upwards of close to $1 million we can make off parking our lots for each day of the fair.
And does that present a problem for you too, though, with people and their automobiles and clogging traffic and so on? You also have public transportation getting to the fair. I mean, it's train one day, but now it's buses.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to coordinate a lot with the city of Des Moines that help us with the traffic flow around the site here.
So getting to the fair is just as easy as it used to be, although it's not by train, by automobile now, and you actually help getting around the fair.
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.